Hey everybody, Jason Seacrest. We are going to finish up our cat cartoon. At the end of the last video, we already selected all of our objects. We united our lines, and then we went up to Object, and then went down to Live Paint, and then Make. We created a new layer, and now we are going to be placing our palette. So what we're going to do is I have my swatches out. I'm going to go to my eyedropper. I'm going to select, and I'm just dragging them right on over into my swatches. And then it's decision time. This one's brown. I don't know if I'm going to use brown. That one's a little pinkish. Sometimes it doesn't grab it. Click. I'm clicking and holding, by the way. Alright, so I'm going to do this one. I'm going to double click. What I'm going to start doing is just adding some shades to it. So I'm going to start going darker, 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 darker. And you can do as many steps as you want. I'm just looking at this one right here, and I don't like it as much. And this will probably be our darkest one. I still want it to be in the purple range. Good. Okay, so let's have some fun. So I am on my inking layer. You could title those later. We're going to drop down to our live paint bucket. There it is. You can click on K. Right now I've got the darkest purple. So this will be pretty much my black. So what I want to do is everything's going to be... I will not have a black in this one. So everything will be very, very dark purple. We'll leave that one for now. Let's do this little guy. Alright, next. Let's just get flat color. Very, very quick process. Just kind of seeing how things light up. Now, a few things. I think I want my teeth. So this one's going to be my dark purple. There we go. More than likely I want that one to be dark purple too. This is all going to get graded. We're going to add a gradient, so that's all going to flow into there. Let's just do pink for the sake of argument. Now, if you wanted to, if you know something's going to be darker, we can start adding in the dark values. Alright, last little thing that most people miss, just also double check that you are filling in your white areas. I say we're good. So File, where are we? Object. We are going to, take that back. Holy cow. V, black arrow, select it. We want to expand. Hit OK. Alright. Usually rapid fire 3 times. Did I get my... I totally did not. Just missed the tough. That was it. Now we're going to ungroup them. Ungroup, ungroup. Usually 3 is the magic number. Not today. Alright, so that's what we're looking for. That each one of these shapes is now separate. So this is going to be my flat color. A lot more duplicating coming. I am going to duplicate flat color. This is going to be our shadow layer. I'm going to lock out this flat color. Now what I'm going to do with this layer, come over to the magic wand. I'm going to grab all my dark purple. Control X. This is what it looks like right now. New layer. This will be my dark layer. Lock out that guy, and then I'm just going to go Control, paste in front, and those are all going to come on right back. Now, other little thing I like doing right now, I would just click Unify. So if there's any kind of weird gaps, that'll kind of cover those up. Alright, so we can lock that guy out. Now we're going to be dealing a lot more with our flat color layer. So the shadow is where all the magic's going to happen. Then we're probably going to come back and do some gradients on this one too. So this is a good time to save. Okay, so right now we have kind of our flat colors done. We have our shadow layer. Now this is where we are going to be coming in and we are going to be adding a lot more of our just cast shadows and just adding some variation to things. So we want to have our kind of our fake light source. This is probably not the correct angle, by the way, but at least kind of give us a kind of a sense of where the light is coming from. So let's just zoom in. This is where we're going to use our fun little knife tool. And I'm just thinking of what we're looking for first. Alright, so let's just select this and give you kind of a sense of what we're doing. I selected it first, black arrow by the way. And then I'm just going to come in nice and smooth. And I don't think I have, I do, okay. And then I can just start coloring things. Now if I don't like how it played out, most of the time it'll try to keep it smooth, let's put it that way. So things just to be aware of. Notice the ends are where I'm stopping the knife tool, and it's only going to affect the one that is selected. And then I'm just going to darken it. If any time you come in and you select it and it's not selecting the area, more than likely you didn't go all the way through the shape. Okay. Also notice that I'm kind of deselecting and then coming back. A lot of times if I don't, it'll kind of highlight or color the whole thing. But we are just going to go right on through and let's just color everything. Swoop. All the way through. Doesn't bother me. Select the eyeball. Straight on down. Now if you guys are ever doing comic strips where the lines aren't actually all enclosing, this is kind of a good little method to do with that as well. Because then you can just blob brush it, and then come back and do it. Alright, so let's make some decisions with kind of the back here. So I want it to start coming down. Belly's going to get dark. It's going to drop through the arm. So let's have some fun with that one. So I think we're going to come through here. Belly's going to get darker. I'm going to go through the hand just so it stays consistent. Looks good. I'm going to do 2. That's going to come right through. Now there's going to have this weird overlap. I don't really think it matters. Someone else might completely argue with me. Okay, let's do the tail. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a cast shadow. So I'm going to use my dark purple on that one. Missed it. Go on the bottom. Come on through. Just want to see if this is reading how I want. I think I want. That's going to get dark. And when I redo this, this little tuft might actually go in the front. So this one, that might actually drop down. If I was going to redo this. I think I just want that part. Alright, so here are some other major decisions. I'm looking just at this arm. So I'm going to select. So notice that this little hand really doesn't matter. But I do want this back part. So now I'm looking at the cast shadow of what this arm would do. Just drop that straight down. That might be a little big for my liking. Just right through there. That looks good. Alright. 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 Now in this layer, I'm just going to do some real, very, very basic. Very basic. Usually they work out just fine. So I'm just going to do two shapes. Select them. Pathfinder. That'll be our dark purple. Next bit of fun. Right click, arrange, and then we are just going to send that one all the way to the back. We can always add a gradient to that later. I'm just kind of peeking. Peek, peek, peek. Alright. So I grab my pink color. I just think I wanted a little bit more pink. That makes more sense. Alright, so that'll be light pink. That'll be our dark pink. Alright, let's save up. I'm going to lock that guy out. Let's just see if we can come back and do this for our flat color. Duplicate flat color. Bring it above the shadow. Double click it. And this one is going to be our gradient layer. Now, whenever I do this, it's going to go away, by the way. Now, why I'm duplicating the flat is when I select this, notice it's still a big, big shape. So I just want to be able to come in, click, click, click. Pretty sure all of our body is selected. So when I come over to gradient, I want a linear gradient. I'm just double checking that all the ones I want are highlighted, by the way. Okay, let's go light purple to start off with. Yes, it's going through a weird phase right now. Dark, okay. And I'm going to start with 40. Yeah, let's go 30. 40. And this is what we refer to just as a transparent gradient. Now you can always just come in and use our gradient tool. And now I can start modifying each one of these. Now the more I pull this over, the more the opaque color, so my light purple is opaque. This one is a little bit more transparent. So this is where we have kind of those harsh lines. If I wanted to come in and change our dark to something more opaque, if you will, less transparent, these little cast shadows that we were drawing are going to be less and less obvious. Other little thing you can do is, I don't think we have a light one. But you can also pop in a much lighter color as well. So all I'm going to do is just kind of keep messing around. Other little thing to be kind of just modifying too is just this angle. And I'm totally confusing everybody with the sun right now. So this is probably higher, by the way. So I can modify my angle, and I can also just modify how these are coming through. Okay, let's select this. Now I want this to be opposite. I want this to be very dark over on this side, and then kind of come over where it's real subtle. I'm just going to zoom in. What I'm looking for is that this line right here, that all disappears. Same thing, this middle line, I want that all to go away. So this is where we can come in and start modifying. Okay, good. Go back to the opposite. And whenever we do these transparent gradients, you can completely go 0 with these as well, which we're going to do for the little next step. Let's do the nose. Just something a little different. I'm just messing with the kind of the direction of things. Okay, good. I'm just going to take this eyeball. Now, I can add a gradient to it if I want. Let's do one. Let's do one. Why not? So I want one to be whites. Right now I have a gray. You can totally do like a light blue works out pretty well too. Oh. Now if you don't want the gradient on this layer, keep in mind whenever we duplicated it, everything's still on top of everything. So if I wanted just my cast shadow and that's all I wanted, I can just delete it and now it's shining through to the bottom layer. Alright, I think we're probably pretty good with that. So I think we are going to start to do our pen tool, and let's do some highlights at this point. Let's have some fun with this guy. So let's zoom, 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 zoom. Pen tool, click, drag, Alt. Now these are all going to be pretty transparent. So what I'm seeking is I want the top edge. I want to just enclose it, but this top edge is really all we're going to be looking at. So where I still have white, I'm going to go 20%. Let's just double click. That's going to go 0. So this whatever this last one is, so it's 20% over here, 0% on this side. So it's going to be very, very subtle. Come back to our tool. I do want this one to be linear. And all I'm looking for is this top edge. So let's say that top of the nose. Keep in mind where this is, that's all transparent. So I want that to just be kind of hanging out on the top of the nose there. So all this stuff down here, that should not matter if we do this right. It'll be transparent by that point. So it's just a real little subtle guy. Alright, where else do we want to shove this? Where else? What I'm thinking is kind of the belly, or kind of through the, I don't know, chest and maybe some shoulder here. Okay, back to the pen tool. See how this is way hanging out? So we'll fix that. I will fix that. Okay. I just drag right there, but you guys can totally do Shift C. I went Shift C. So this one's also going to just kind of hint at that upper lip as well. So I want it to be nice and just following right along. That's not what I'm looking to do. Shift C. Now, other little things just to be aware of is we have our tuft. Notice that we still have our dark layer hanging out locked. So when we do this, this should not be affected because we still have one still hanging out. I want it to go in that direction. I want that to be nice and subtle. So that's the edge I want. And then we just keep playing with it. So what we're not looking for is I don't want this edge to be affected. I just want that top one to be. And if you guys don't like the white, you can also come back in and add a color. See, just real subtle. Pen tool. I don't know what I want to do with the shoulder yet, so let's just kind of get a shape down. Shift C. I think I just want the front. It's getting there. It's getting there. Subtle, subtle, subtle. Real subtle on this one. Not in love with it. I'm not in love with that. I don't know if we can get any more subtle. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to go back down to our shadow color. I'm just going to play around with something. Let's just play around. I'm going to lock out our gradient because it's always going to want to go to that one. Knife tool. Let's see if we can get some little stripes on this guy. Okay, decisions. Let's go. Now keep in mind, I still have my gradient over this. I think let's go dark purple on that one. It's pretty subtle. Now I can do the same thing. Why not? Let's have some fun. Why not, guys? I got time. Let's do stripe, 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 stripe. Zoom in. Okay. This is what we call experimenting. Who knows? Who absolutely knows how this is going to turn out? Just make sure you select any everything, by the way. Alright, trick is just finding the silly thing. What do you think? I think we do one up at the top here. I don't know, guys. I think this experiment looks pretty dope. I think that's outdated. I think I just dated myself by saying that. Get there. There we go. Now what happened here, just so you guys can tell, is I didn't have this inner shape selected. And I don't think any, so I missed one of those corners. Alright, alright. What do you think? I say right through here. And right through there. Now at the end of this, we are going to have to clean quite a bit of these up. And dark. Well, he's fun. Okay. Let's finish him up. Ah. I am going to go to my fave. I'm just going to go to Toonish. You guys can find Toonish, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Object, Expand. So now it is just our shapes, by the way. Actually, take that back. Now we can do it. Expand. Oh, let's have some fun with filters. Warp. What am I thinking? A little arc, maybe? Alright. Well, we had some fun with that one. So at this point, file save. You know what? I want to switch this. Let's do our purple with that one. There we go. File save. We got a cool little cat. Now, same thing is true with the little circles or the stripes. If you wanted those to be more of a pattern, you could totally do that. If you wanted to be more zigzagged, if you actually wanted to take the time and create shapes with the pen tool, this would actually be a pretty good little thing to do. Other little one would be, you could probably use the brush and or blob brush, just kind of do some squiggles, just kind of see what that one is. So you guys can have some fun with the pattern. What do you think? I know, you guys are thinking the same thing. I want one right there. The stripes were so much fun. Now if you want the tail to be more obvious, I'm locking, go back to gradient. Let's come over here. I'm going to take that guy out. File save. We had some fun with that one. Alright guys, well if you guys are liking the videos, make sure you guys are subscribing. I do read the comments, so if you have any questions, definitely make sure you guys are doing that. Subscribing just lets me know that you guys are liking those, so I take the extra time to add these videos to YouTube, especially for my non-classroom students. So thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys on the next video.